All right, I want to tell you a little story, but before I do, I want to say that part of this story involves me talking about, in sort of a derogatory way, three fantastic institutions of higher learning, and I don't mean anything by that, it's just sort of all a joke. All right, so the story is, several years ago, my wife and I had a great opportunity to buy this wonderful piece of property that overlooks beautiful Flat Shoals Creek. So we bought it, built a house there, life is good, and then we decided we would like to have a road leading up to the creek, a bridge over the creek, and then the road continue on. So what we decided to do was to hire an engineering firm to come out and make that happen. So the our first attempt was we hired a bunch of engineers from the University of Florida. So what happened was, here is beautiful Flat Shoals Creek right here, and we wanted a road coming up to the creek, a bridge, and then the road to continue on. So what this group of engineers did was took the job and broke it up into three different parts. The first group built the road going to the bridge right here on this side. The second group built the road going to the creek right here. For heaven's sakes, no stinking communication. And then the third group took our money from the University of Florida and spent a whole weekend at beautiful Panama City Beach with a bunch of riotous living and just wasted our money. So we had to fire out of here this bunch from the University of Florida. So then we said we didn't want to give up. So what we did was decided to hire a group of engineers from Auburn University in Auburn, Alabama. So here is Flat Shoals Creek. And once again, the engineers from Auburn broke the job up into three different parts. The first group built the road right here. The second group, which was supposed to build the bridge, built the bridge right here. Oh, life was good. We're going to get it done. And then the final group, I think, spent the whole semester that they were learning how to read a transit on their cell phones and missed all of that and built this part of the road right here. Auburn had to fire that crowd. Auburn, out of here. So then we decided to hire a group of engineers from the Georgia Institute of Technology in Atlanta, Georgia. And what happened with that group? Well, they did the same thing as the other two crowds, took our job, broke it into three different parts, and the first group built the road right here. The second group built the road right here. That was good. That was good. And the third group of engineers from Georgia Tech happened to be a bunch of football and basketball players, and they were so concerned whether or not they were going to get to play football and basketball during this year of coronavirus, and did not communicate and built the stinking bridge right there. Oh my stars. So Georgia Tech had to be fired out of here. So Mom and I were running out of money. We had one more chance, and we decided, maybe we should hire a group that we should have hired the very first time. That was a group from the University of Georgia. Go Dogs! So what happened was, here is beautiful Flat Shoals Creek. They took the job, broke it into three sections. The first group, first section, built the road right here. Good. Second group, built the road right here. The third group built the bridge right here. That's, University of Georgia got it done. UGA, go Dogs. So now, what does this story have to do with calculus? Well, actually, Mama and I wanted a continuous road built over a point on Flat Shoals Creek. So let's see, I think in calculus we have an important concept called continuity. And we want to know where the function f of x is continuous at the point x is equal to a. Well, that happens if, first of all, the limit of f of x, the limit of this function, as x approaches a exists. That's got to be true. And f of a must exist. And the limit of f of x approaches a has to be equal to f of a. So all three of these have to be true in order for us to say that f of x is continuous at x is equal to a. So now, what does this have to do with our story? Well, if you think of this road as a function, we'll call it f of x, and this point over Flat Shoals Creek we'll say is x is equal to a. Let's investigate these four situations here as they relate to the definition of continuity. So let's look first of all at the University of Florida. Now, if this is f of x, does the limit of f of x approaches a exist? Nope, out of here. Does f of a exist? Nope. And certainly, since those two don't exist, it makes sense to say that they're not going to be equal to each other. It's two things that don't exist. So Florida is 0 for 3. Oh my stars. Well, look at Auburn University. Well, does the limit of f of x as x approaches a exist? Nope. Does f of a exist? Yeah. But of course, the two things are not equal to each other. So Auburn is 1 out of 3. Well, you got to be 3 out of 3 before we can say it's continuous. Or look at Georgia Tech, the Yellow Jackets. Well, is the limit of f of x as x approaches a, does it exist? Yeah. Check that one box. Does f of a exist? Yeah. Check another box. 2 for 2. But the limit of f of x as x approaches a is not equal to f of a. So the situation that Georgia Tech built is not continuous. Finally, how about right here? Does the limit of f of x as x approaches a exist? Yep. Does f of a exist? Yep. Is the limit of f of x as x approaches a equal to f of a? Yeah. So this road is continuous. F of x is continuous over the creek. F of x is continuous at x is equal to a. So what is the moral of this story? If you want something good, if you want to be happy in life, if you want to be successful, be sure and hire folks from the University of Georgia. Go Dogs, sick 'em!